I'm going to try this again. I just did it, and Periscope locked up on me. Terrible. They get worse by the day. You think they would get better. They're not. But this isn't about Periscope. This is about the first ever monster movie video review. Video. As in live video. Not really, but it's a written review that we always do on the app of reissues or brand new reissues. Typically reissues of movies. Today's extra exciting. This release is so exciting that I couldn't write a review and give it its proper treatment. I just couldn't. I probably could, but I chose to do a video instead because it's so fucking awesome. For those of you who don't know, Arrow Video started in the UK. I think they used to just distribute films under Arrow Films. Then they did an offshoot of their company called Arrow Video and started doing reissues exclusively in the UK. All fucking awesome. Just the coolest fucking releases ever. And myself, like many people, we wanted them over here in America because we're greedy consumers. Give them to us. We shouted. And Arrow listened. They started a fucking Kickstarter. I hate Kickstarter. I guess it benefited us, but like, it's Kickstarter. Fucking lame. So they... Is this a good review for Arrow? I love Arrow. Let me state again. I love Arrow. Arrow's awesome. I've been collecting Arrows since they were UK releases. At great expense. And, multi-region DVD player and Blu-ray player. But that's how cool they were. Americans sought them out. So they decided, I'm not going to just get into the how they made it happen because I don't agree with it. But they made it happen and started distributing Arrow Video in the United States. And just awesome. And Monster Movie app that you can get at monstermovieapp.com. Was lucky enough to partner up with them early on. I sent a love letter to those people and said, if your videos were a dude, I would blow them. That's how much I love your releases. And please let us review them for our app. And they were awesome. They responded right away and said, yes, we'll send you our releases to review. Great people. Gems in the industry. Not only are their releases like... there's really only two companies that release the level of quality that they do. And it's themselves and Criterion, I would guess. Other companies have their moments, but consistently release after release after release, thinking outside the box, constant, just exemplary quality on every release. Themselves and Criterion. I can't think of any other. They go way out of their way. Tons. Doing written reviews of their releases is crazy because the list of special features could choke a horse. If you look at the descriptions in the back of the DVDs, it's all special features, most of them new. So, very excited to get this latest three. It's a three Blu-ray slash DVD set, 3 movies, 6 discs total, because each movie has a Blu-ray and a DVD, and just shitloads of special features. This is volume 1 of American Horror Project that I showed you. It bears showing. It's a box set. More into it in a second. Arrow, in their infinite wisdom, said, there's a lot of American movies that are pretty obscure that most people don't know about. Let's do a box set of those. Most of which never got a great release. None of them got a great release. The quality of the previous releases vary, but none of them were great. But they're great now, because Arrow took pity on us and said, let's make a box set out of it. Volume 1, so there's more coming. How exciting. This is a little unboxing. I opened this just before I started Periscope, but I haven't watched any of these. I'm going to just assume that the quality is insanely awesome on all these transfers. If they're not, maybe I'll make a little subnote in the review later on my app somewhere. I have every intention of reviewing each one of these films as just a film. But yeah, this is just an unboxing. I just cracked it open. It still smells beautifully new and crisp inside. One second. Can you smell it? Can you smell that? And I just spilled coffee on myself. It's all fun and games, people. Until somebody spills coffee on themselves. Had to mess around. Of course you can't smell it. I got on my laptop, but more importantly, did it get on the movies themselves? It did not. It did not. So everybody relax. Just a minor emergency. I'm going to get a napkin to wipe up the coffee on my laptop. Because fluids aren't good for electronics. Don't let anybody tell you differently. There it is. And some on the floor. We'll clean that up later. Where were we? We're unboxing. That's right. We're unboxing American Horror Project Volume 1. I didn't even tell you what movies it comes with. Number 1. Molesta's Carnival of Blood, 1973. None of these movies I've seen. I'm aware of one of them. Never watched it. Molesta's Carnival of Blood, 1973. It was lost for 30 years before somebody found it in an attic, and in Windmill Films in 2003. I'm looking at my cheat sheet when I do this. I'm not fucking knowledgeable. Like, my memory sucks. I'm knowledgeable, but my memory sucks. It's a curse. Too much weed. Yeah, so Windmill Films released it on DVD finally after being lost for 30 years. Stripped down, no special features, nothing. Just the movie. So you don't want that. You buy it. You buy it through Arrow, and you're getting a shitload of special features. Uh, that movie stars Hervé Villechaize, and if you don't know, that's a little midget dude from Fantasy Island. And if you don't know what Fantasy Island is, I can't help you. That means you're really young. Go look it up. It was a TV show. I'm gonna start pulling movies out. There's so much packed in this box that it's just hard to even get out. First, I mean, can we just take a look at the box? This is a really thick cardboard box with a sexy matte finish. Look at the spine on it. I mean, jeez, look at the logo that they came up with. It's got the United States. I mean, just that alone. And then here's your 3 movies that I keep forgetting to list off for you. I already said the first one. The Witch Who Came from the Sea is the movie that I was aware of but hadn't seen, and The Premonition. The Premonition, 1976. There's about 100 different movies with that title. This is the 70s version. Kind of a revenge movie from what I understand. But each one of these discs comes with a Blu-ray and a DVD version, like I said. And reversible art. Has the original art and new art by Twins of Evil. I think they do most of Arrow's stuff, at least the U.S. stuff. And they're pretty tits. Their shit's pretty tits. See, Molesta's Carnival of Blood. That's the Blu-ray itself. Reversible art, like I said. I don't know if I can pull out the original art. Kinda, sorta. Two versions. Original art's always better. I mean, that's my opinion. I love the attention to detail with these kind of releases, these high-end releases where they just put in all the bells and whistles. They hire an artist to, or they commission an artist to do like an original, like, fan art cover. I'm a purist, man. I like the original art. People, I appreciate the fact that they're doing it. I can't get the art back in with one hand. I should probably put this down. Alright, hold on. Hi. The one thing I don't want to do during this review is spaz out and spill coffee or destroy in any way these movies. Because I love this box set like it was my own child. I mean, I just put this in with the paperwork hanging out the bottom, and that just drives me insane. So yeah, Molesta's Carnival of Blood, 1973. I've said that like 50 times. Bear with me. Comes with an interview with the director, an Arrow exclusive interview, and an interview with the writer. I'm not going to try to pronounce these people's names. I could, but go to Wikipedia, look it up. You're not going to know who they are. If I said Christopher Spieth, would you know who he was? It's the only movie he's ever done. He directed it. So there you go. Comes with a Blu-ray DVD ROM copy of the original script, and it's a vampire ghoul movie. I don't know if it was made for TV or what. I don't think so. But crazy. Have you seen it? I doubt it. Few have. Moving right along. Out of order. The Witch Who Came from the Sea. Can you see that? That's some pretty wicked fucking cover art, I have to admit. That's the art that was done by Twins of Evil. Once again, we'll open it. I don't want to try to pull the cover art out again. It's back there behind that disc. Go buy your own copy and look. I mean, the original cover art, everybody knows that. It's the newly commissioned Arrow art that no one knows about until you buy this or look it up online. Pretty killer. This movie, The Witch Who Came from the Sea, actually it had 2 releases on DVD. One of which wasn't bad. It was from Subversive Cinema. And they actually did like a proper release, had some special features on it. I guarantee you it was nothing like what I'm about to fucking watch transfer-wise from Arrow Video. But it's way better than the other 2 as far as previous releases go. This one has a new interview with the director, a new interview with the director of photography, and a new interview with an actor from the film, John Goff. And they also recycle the audio commentary that came with the Subversive DVD. But yeah, 3 brand new interviews on that. High def transfer. Sexy and awesome in typical Arrow fashion. The last movie that comes with it is The Premonition. And this is the new commissioned artwork. Very fucking cool. I mean, like I said, I always like the original art better. Just because, I mean, I don't know, there's just something so, I don't know, raw about original art, you know, like, it's usually bizarre. They had less standards, you know, like when they were doing that, they hired fucking real artists, not digital artists. A lot of times it was fucking oil paintings that they commissioned to do the fucking poster art. So, like, you're gonna have a hard time fucking beating that. I'm sorry. Most of the time it doesn't work. Unless the original poster art is just god fucking awful. They had no money for it. 99.9% of the time the original art's better. So as soon as I get done with this video, I'll go right through and flip all those covers around. That's what I do. Instantly. And I'll try not to spill coffee on them. See, in the back of my mind, my collector OCD is saying, are you sure you didn't spill coffee on any of those? Because you're talking on this video and you're not really sure. You didn't inspect everything 100%. There could be like one drop of coffee seeping into the liner notes of one of those Blu-rays. You can see this one eye, like the pupil on this one eye got really fucking huge just thinking about that. Whew. I got to move on. I can't even think about it. So The Premonition, 1976. Oh, that's the third film. Like I said, it's kind of a not a rape revenge, but a revenge movie of sorts. Little girl grew up being abused, and she takes it out on men, probably bad men. Sounds cool. I'm sorry, that's The Witch Who Came from the Sea. Going back to the previous video, or the previous DVD we were talking about, that's the storyline from that one. Premonition. I know there's a weird clown in it. And a premonition. A girl's like mentally linked to somebody or something. IMDb once again. I don't know these films. I looked them up briefly for this video. I can't wait to watch them. Once I watch them, I'll know, and then you can read the reviews on my app at monstermovieapp.com. So The Premonition, 1976, for the 18th time. That has a new interview from the composer of the score, or soundtrack, depending on what you prefer. And it has 3 short films from the director, Robert Allen Schnitzer. It's a fun name. Robert Allen Schnitzer. 3 short films. There's a special feature on there called 3 Peace Spots. And because I just opened them now, and I wanted to be able to bask in their greatness live on Periscope without going through them ahead of time to get a real reaction, I can't find what 4 peace spots are in the special features. I don't know what that is. And it's spelled peace. Like peace. 4 peace spots. You figure it out. I'm going to have to watch these films and go into the special features. I have no fucking clue. And I looked online to see if anybody was talking about what that fucking was. And I couldn't figure it out. So, maybe more later on that. Yeah, Premonition has been released. That's been released on VHS. I don't think the other 2 have been. Definitely Not Molesta's Bloody or Carnival of Blood, because it was lost for 30 years. The Witch Who Came from the Sea, I think, only came out on DVD. No VHS. Premonition came out on VHS, and you can get the copies of them really fucking cheap. Like 50 cents on Amazon and shit. I might need to get one because I'm a VHS collector. Depending on how the movie is, I'll watch the Arrow release first. Premonition did come out on DVD. Arrow recycled recycled the commentary. Came out on DVD from Guilty Pleasures in 2005, and Arrow recycled the commentary. Um, Oddly enough, they left some of the special features of the DVD releases off, like Subversive Cinema's "The Witch Who Came from the Sea" DVD release had a featurette on it that's not included in this, and Premonition, the Guilty Pleasures 2005 DVD, had a an interview with the director Robert Allen Schnitzer, and that's also left off. So the only reason Arrow would do that is because those features suck, and they don't meet the quality of what they crank out. A thing that most people may not know is that just a long list of special features, like just because it says there's a making of featurette on it, it could blow, really. I mean, I've seen some horrendously bad special features. Um, not they're some A lot of times they're not good. They're like fucking 5 minutes long, and like it's like video with no audio of like behind this, like the filming of the movie. I mean, what are you gonna fucking do with that? As if all that stuff wasn't enough. The three copies of those, or the three copies of those movies that were fucking 2K restored, um, 6 total discs. That's not enough for you. That's not enough for Arrow. It's never enough for Arrow. Enough is not enough for Arrow, ever. They're going to put it in that sexy box and include this. This is a 60-page book. Well, once again with their sexy, sexy logo on it. But, it's got pictures. And I believe, just articles about the movies from different sources. But, colored pictures. And it's making me sick that I was bending that. But I was. And, I mean, who fucking gives you this? Who else does that? Criterion, maybe. Criterion for sure. Criterion's great as well. Nobody else. Not once in a while. You know, the blind squirrel will find a nut and put out a really killer fucking thing, but mainly Arrow and Criterion. Those are the guys you're going to get a 60-page book from. Consistently. Let's just put it that way. Consistently. This is phenomenal. Every time I do a review on the app for Arrow, like most of them say, like, well, this is a contender for like release of the year, but it never stops. Like the previous contender for release of the year is now trumped by their current release, which is now for reals the current contender for the release of 2016. This is it. Until Arrow releases something else, which will probably supersede this release. I don't know how much better they can get. I don't know. By the end of 2016, I mean, what are they? They're going to ship you like They're going to ship like some Blu-rays in a Hearst box set or, you know, like a real hearse. A fucking functioning car. That's where they're going. That's where they'll end up probably by the end of 2016. You'll get a car. The release will cost $23,000. But you'll get a fully functioning hearse. And some Blu-rays and probably a 60-page booklet as well. I can't say enough about Arrow. I'm so happy that they send us their stuff. And they sent me a t-shirt. I mean, just the coolest people ever. And I'm glad that their releases are awesome. Because we're affiliated, Monster Movie App is affiliated with several distribution companies. And some of them are super nice and their releases are just fucking awful. And, you know, I have to shit on them. I have to shit on them when they deserve it. I gotta be honest. I'm sorry. If Arrow was the nicest people in the world and they fucking put their releases out on DVR with like, you know, a notebook paper fucking liner, I would have to call bullshit on it. I'm sorry. If you want lies, go to Dread Central or iHorror. Those guys will lie to you. Maybe they don't lie. They just have like reviewers and they'll be like, well, you know, this jerk off will probably like this, so let him review it to guarantee a good review. I don't know how it works. But I'll tell you one thing. I can't wait to get that Arrow hearse with their next release. Pretty sure it's coming. I have no idea. It's only going to get better. I think I covered everything. You should go out and fucking buy this. Not because they're nice. Not because they sent me a t-shirt. And that tote bag that's hanging behind me. But because their releases are fucking awesome. You're not going to get any better. They're tied with the best releases. And nobody can afford Criterion releases. They're way more expensive. They're consistently awesome, but who can fucking buy them? They're retardedly expensive. Arrow, not so much. $25-30, brand new. You know, well, not for this fucking box set, but you're getting you're getting 6 discs. They're probably like $10 a disc. And you get the book and the fucking box set with it. There's no excuse if you're a horror fan. Save your fucking allowance. And do it. I'm going to post this on YouTube. Anybody that didn't get a chance to watch it, go over and find Monster Movie App on YouTube. We got shitloads of videos on there. Most of them extremely negative. And this one's positive because I'm talking about my favorite distribution company. I love them. I love them like I love peanut butter. But I have to go now. I've had fun doing this video review. I think I'm going to do more. And hopefully there'll be less coffee spillage. My laptop might be smoking. So until next time, I'm going to try to do this with one hand. I lied, I'm using 2. You know what to do. You need to get the fuck out of my house.